What's up, folks? We've got another tournament coming up. It's July 4th, so stay tuned for some insight and some predictions. Alright, welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully we've had, everyone's had time to kind of prep for July 4th, the last month here. So my last video was the tournament hosted by Blue Dragons. And so, yeah, I got a lot of DMs from guys I knew and didn't know saying they respected my opinion and, they were motivated by the predictions. I have no insight on what teams are dealing with or how their progress is going, so take it with a grain of salt. I want you guys to prove me wrong. Let it motivate you. Find anything from my content, to light your fire. Be inspired. Be great. Prove me wrong. So yeah, that's what these videos are for. Now, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Zane and all those involved in putting this July 4th football tournament together. Big thanks to OC and Chur from Blue Dragons, Milk from Suburbs, and Sean from ESPN. I'm sure it wasn't easy to put everything together, but you guys were able to pull strings and make it work. And yeah, so thank you to you guys and to all those that helped you along the way. Big thanks to those that donated to the GoFundMe as well. The football community, thanks to you for that, because that preserves our tradition and our sport as well. So big thanks. Thanks to the vendors and sponsors as well. I don't have the list of it, but if you go to the event page on Facebook, you can find it. And this isn't possible without you guys. We don't have the crowd, that atmosphere of the regular July 4th, but to be able to have vendors and food trucks there and whatnot, it's pretty cool for the football community. Before we dive in, this video will not be covering the women's portion of the tournament. I just don't have the knowledge nor expertise of their teams and their game to put forth an educated opinion, so I won't even bother. So I apologize for that. I believe their tournament is 6-on-6, so yeah, I really don't know anything about 6-on-6, so apologize for that. But I do want to give you your flowers, so I want to wish the very best to Amethyst, The Change, Pick 6, Rain, Phoenix, Showrens, Fierce, Bellatrix, and Blitz. I believe there's only 9 of you. So to all the ladies out there, best of luck, be safe, and most of all, have fun. Now to the men's portion. Alright, here's the men's portion of this tournament. So here's a quick rundown of all the teams according to my knowledge and my past experiences. Alright, so first on the list is Blue Dragon. Congrats on winning the tournament last month. You guys were very deserving of the victory. This is a very talented team, with lots of speed and one of the better offensive lines in the game. And the offensive line, they like to move. They get to the second level. They're pretty mobile for big dudes. Yeah, they have one of the most dynamic running backs in the game, and he will make any defense look silly. Above all, very solid defense. Overall, they just frustrate you and they force you to have to be perfect. Second, we have Black Venom. Yeah, I know these guys pretty well. I actually took a step back from my role with the team. I'm still around enough, to get free beer, but really just letting these guys grow and progress on their own now. So, good luck to them. To be honest, I don't know how healthy they are, or how much rust they need to shake off. I don't know what they're doing with personnel, but I'm sure we'll see a lot of the same BV as well. That's a lot of vertical threats, force you to cover the entire field. a whole arsenal of different formations and gadgets. So yeah, lots up to cause trouble, even pre-snap. Defensively, I'm sure you'll get a whole gauntlet of different coverages mixed with true man press, and then you got to deal with Luge Long at DN because yeah, he's always a handful. Next up, we have Team Hmong. This is FSU playing in honor of their teammate who passed tragically. So yeah, rest in peace to the young brother. I expect them to play very inspired, not just for their guy, but because the way they were eliminated last tournament was I'm sure that's still lingering. So I'm sure they have a lot to prove. They've got a true OG running back, one of the last remaining guys that was playing back when I was playing in the mid to late 2000s, in Kerr. He's still a very complete back as well. One cut and go type of ball carrier, and he's an elite pass catcher too. I'm assuming Ethan and Jerry are both there for this tournament, and that's a solid 1-2 punch, in my opinion. Then of course Brian as well, always causing chaos on defense, whether it's as an end or linebacker. Next up is Tier 1. I believe Isaac is back at quarterback for them, and he's their leader. He's crucial to their how they function. So I'm expecting with Isaac true pro concepts, read option as well. I believe they were split between like a 2 front and a 3 front in the past, so it'd be interesting to see how teams match up against that. Yeah, if they have Trevor at wide receiver, they're gonna compete with anybody. So I hope they come stacked and represent Wisconsin. I think they're in the Green Bay, Oshkosh area. I think it's Oshkosh, Appleton area, roughly. I don't know my Wisconsin geography. So after that, we have Team Chewy, aka TG, playing in honor of their guy as well, who was lost tragically. To be honest, I didn't get a chance to see them the last tournament, so I can't say too much about them. Last film, like I said, it was based off on their team as of 2 years ago, and I really don't want to put too much. I don't want to go in depth with what they were 2 years ago, and turns out they're nothing like it. So sorry to the guys on Team Chewy looking for some type of insight. I really don't have, and I don't want to disrespect you guys, so I won't speak on that. We have next is Team Unknown. They're a younger, I think they're a little inexperienced team. I believe they did play July 4th in 2019. I believe that was their first tournament, because I remember catching up to their coach, and I had a conversation with him. And if I'm correct, he's from the Murder Squad era. I think he might have been their coach. And so I'm sure they have a lot of roots from that Minneapolis area. So yeah, I mean, it's just cool to see these new teams come up. Hopefully they put in some work since the last time I've seen them. So next up is TCF, and again, kind of like Team Chewy, I don't want to speak too much on them because I really don't know who they've all got returning. But if they go back to the old TCF, that's with Zero. Yeah, man, it's the typical TCF, little Iron Man, but they're all athletes. Defensively, they cover so much space that it's really hard for you to especially with our game, with the fields being a little more narrower. Yeah, they just cover so much space, with a lot of different looks, different blitzes coming off the edge, corner blitzes, cover 2 shells, just rolling coverages. Yeah, and then offensively, yeah, Zero, dude's a true dual threat. He can take games over with his legs. And then they've got athletes as well at playing receiver, and so yeah, one-on-ones, you're kind of in trouble if you don't have dynamic athletes out there covering them. So always a tough matchup. We've had plenty of our battles with them in their day when everyone was a little younger. Next up is ESPN. Now, at the last tournament, they were short-handed. A lot of the games they were playing with a different quarterback. So I'm expecting all those core guys back. And if there's one team, I'm willing to put my money on that has busted their butts, working hard, grinding the last month here, I'm sure it's ESPN. One of the hardest. I would say, I would assume one of the harder working teams out there. I hope. I'm pretty high on them. So hopefully, Sean is tough on his boys, and they've been working hard. Yeah, like I said in the last video, just they're pretty balanced team overall. They're solid on both fronts, offense and defense. Play call is pretty balanced. I think they're one of the teams that they like to run the ball, try to run the ball at least. And yeah, whether it's design concepts to throw short or intermediate or deep, they're pretty well balanced there. And like cover three, like I said, their issue with it was they focused a lot on cover three, but most teams do anyway. But I think sometimes they get a little one-dimensional there. But I think they're one of the teams to look out, and I've been saying that for a while, but I'm just gonna say it again until I get it right. Crusaders. So this is one of the teams that I predicted to get blown out last tournament. I believe Crusaders from Green Bay. So shout out to them. If they're not from Green Bay, I apologize, but I know they're from Wisconsin. But yeah, I predicted them to get blown out by, I think, Blue Dragon last tournament. And they actually lost. I think they lost 12-6, but I'm sure the game was really even closer than what the score, however close the score was. And yeah, man, I talked to one of the guys there, I think Tyler, and he said, yeah, the video really lit a fire for them, and gave them a little fuel for their fire, and they came out, super motivated, looking to prove myself and everyone else wrong. So yeah, hopefully they stayed hungry and pull off an upset here. So next up is Suburbs, and yeah, they didn't play the last tournament. They had a few guys, or at least I don't know for sure Hunter was with Blue Dragon one of those days. But if it's the returning team from 2019, yeah, they're probably one of the older teams, or as far as, I don't know, maybe even age, but for sure with experience. They've been in the game a while, and yeah, you always you can never count them out. They're a little old school, physical team. Play a lot of swagger, and they don't back down. And I mean, when you've got Hunter on your team, you always have a chance to win, no matter who the opponent is. So just looking forward to seeing if they've picked up any younger guys, or if they've evolved in any way. 11. Next up is Villains, who I believe they might have played the last tournament, but I believe they're a young team. If I'm correct, I think they might be like a U18 team. So I apologize if I'm wrong, but I believe they are a young team, possibly from St. Paul here. So yeah, hopefully they use this as to gain experience and kind of learn a little about themselves, and yeah, kind of use these tournaments to kind of grow up faster than you would in playing U18. So yeah, I applaud you guys. If you guys are a U18 team, applaud you guys for stepping up, playing in the men's league. 12 is brothers. Brothers are, in my opinion, one of the better teams. I think they've just always, they're always in close games, and usually, they just, at least with us, against us, just falling short. But in my opinion, I think they might be the team to look out for. They didn't play the last tournament, so I don't know why either, but I'm going to guess, that Seabass has put those guys, on the grind the last month here, and I think they have, if it's the same guys, they have probably the biggest offensive and defensive line in the game. So yeah, it'd be cool to see them. I know they have a lot of read options and option stuff, jet sweeps, touch passes. Yeah, it's pretty diverse offense. They have a running back, young running back, plays receiver too, and I think he's one of the future stars of our game. All right, so next up is Plaza Boys, and if it's the same guys returning, if Jerlau's throwing, then they're gonna have a shot to go far, win it all. Jer's a proven leader. If they got Andy and the rest of the receivers there, they're all younger, smaller guys, but they play big, man, and they're scrappy, but they just run these crossers and down the seams, and yeah, it's hard to defend those guys when they're just running full speed across the field. So it's gonna be interesting to see them now that they're all older. I'm looking forward to seeing them. I'm hoping Jer's still throwing, because Jer still got it too. So that's Plaza. Next up is Aftermath. Shout out to them for continuing to always represent year after year. For them, it's been they're one of the OGs too, from the late 2000s till now. So a lot of faces have changed throughout the year with them, but they still have their tradition and they still carry on. I'm sure some of the original guys will still come up with them. So I think the last time we seen them, they had a lot of athletes. Some I know they have had some semi-pro guys in the past. I wouldn't be surprised if they come up again. It's gonna cause some people trouble. They can make a run as well, just based off their talent. So shout out to them again, coming from down south. Next up is Doomsday, who don't know too much about them. I think when we played them, it might have been in a mud bowl, so it might have been just a crazy game where it's hard to kind of make any judgments on how they play, what they do. But shout out to them for hopping in. Next up, Suicide Squad. Again, I believe this is Wasso, so another Wisconsin team. I think they were here last time as well. I know we've played them once before. Pretty young team. If I remember correctly, they're undersized, but like I said, I've told this story again. I remember they had this safety, and he made an amazing play against us on a pick and nearly took it to the house. I don't know if he plays both ways, but yeah, we'll see how they do. I believe, let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're from Wasso. And lastly, we have Witness. And it'd be interesting to see if they've changed anything up since the last time. They had some really close games in the last tournament. I know they had a really close one against Blue Dragon. And so it'd be interesting to see what they do, because I know they've lost a few bodies. And so it'd be interesting to see how they adapt to that, and if they've made any changes with the schemes according to new personnel coming in, or old personnel leaving, I should say. And so those are your 17 teams. So now let's do a little quick predictions here. All right, first off, field one, we've got Blue Dragon versus Black Venom. The two colors going at it, blue versus black. And so, yeah, these two teams have had some pretty epic games, one possession games. We had a game that ended in a tie too, a couple years back. So, I'm going to give the edge to Blue Dragon just because they're more, just according to this season, they've been working hard for maybe a few months now, if not even the off season. And so I know they're ready for this game. And I'm going to take Blue Dragon 14-6. I'm going to say BV is still rusty. They're still trying to, figure themselves out right now. They battle back based off experience, but I think they fall short 14-6. Over on field two, same. So I'm going to go with all the games in the same time block. So that was 8 a.m. field one. Now we're 8 a.m. field two. We've got Team Hmong versus Tier 1. I'm going to take Team Hmong in a nail biter, 13-12 late score. I'm going to say conversion wins the game. Or conversion is the difference in the game. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. I'm really looking forward to. I wish that game was at a different time block, because I'll probably be watching the Blue Dragon Black Venom game. But yeah, that game's gonna be close as well. Two teams that are kind of similar, I would say. So I have Team Hmong edging that one out. Field 1, 9 a.m. We've got Team Chewy versus Unknown, and I'm gonna go with Team Chewy here. I'm just gonna go on a hunch that maybe they've just got some more athletes that Team Unknown probably has not been up against yet. I'm saying they're gonna edge them out. It's gonna be 18-7, but I think for the most part that game might be a little closer until the end there. 18-7 to Team Chewy. Field 2, TCF versus ESPN. This can be a good game too, back and forth. I'm gonna say one possession, 1 point, 20-19. I'm gonna go with ESPN rallying back to win. And yeah, that's gonna be a good game. This can go down to the wire, down to the last possession. So, Field 1, 10 a.m. We've got Crusaders versus Suburbs. I'm gonna take Suburbs to control the game, 20-12. I'm taking Suburbs. If Crusader, if they play hard, stout defense like they did in the last tournament, I think they could possibly, keep the game tight till the very end. But I'm gonna take Suburbs to kind of control the game, the balanced offense, maybe a little running game as well. So I'll roll with Suburbs. On the other side, we've got Villains and Brothers, and I'm taking Brothers 26-0 to be respectful, because I think it could be a lot bigger if I think Villains is this U18 team. But I'm gonna go with 26-0. Just that Brothers are a little more, they're a lot older, a lot of talent, a lot of experience as well, versus the other team that's pretty new to this whole scene. So I'm gonna take Brothers in a big win. Next up is Plaza versus Aftermath. I'm gonna take Plaza Boys to win this game, 18-14. Thinking Jerlau kind of rallies the guys late and hold off Aftermath. And it's gonna be an interesting game. Plaza's all about their schemes, and they're a small team compared to Aftermath, are just in stature. So it'd be interesting. It'd be fun to watch that game. But I got Plaza edging them out. On the other side, we have Doomsday versus Suicide Squad. I'm going to take Suicide Squad 8-6. I'm gonna say it's back and forth game, 8-6. I'm going to Suicide Squad. And then back at Field 1, we have Blue Dragon versus Witness. This is the start of round 2. or game 2. I've got Blue Dragon winning 20-14. I just think a little more dynamic, and it's kind of, I think this is a rematch from the last game, but like I said, I think Witness has lost a few bodies, and so I think Blue Dragon's gonna be up early, and Witness kind of comes crawling back, but to make the score look more respectable. But I think Blue Dragons should control this game. On the other field, we've got Black Venom versus Team Hmong, and I'm gonna roll with Team Hmong. I've got them winning, 18-12. I'm gonna say it's gonna go a little back and forth late there. Maybe slow starts for both teams. Second half they turn it up, and Team Hmong is gonna close out this game late. So on the other side of the field, we've got Tier 1 versus Team Chewy. I've got Tier 1 to win this game 13-6. I'm gonna say they pretty I'm gonna say they're pretty hungry after losing their first game, so Tier 1's gonna come marching back and win this game against Team Chewy 13-6. And then we have Unknown versus TCF. I'm gonna take TCF 24-6. Just gonna say Unknown is just inexperienced young team, and TCF's just got so many athletes, and I think they might overwhelm them with Zero and the rest of the cast from TCF. So 24-6. Back at Field 1, ESPN versus Crusaders. I'm gonna say ESPN wins 12-6. Crusaders gonna put the clamps on their defense, but it's gonna be another nail biter. And the ESPN just has the experience of closing out games. I've seen them win a lot of games late, from their years before to the last tournament to their first game against DCF in this tournament. So I'm gonna say they do it again. Win 12-6 late. On the other side of the field, Suburbs versus Villains. I'm gonna have Suburbs 32-0 over Villains. Maybe more if they're chasing points for the seeding. But yeah, just a veteran team against a young team coming up. So I think the game could get ugly, but hopefully those guys on Villains, they stay true to their methods and techniques, and play to the very end and stay together, fight back, get some experience. Then I've got Brothers versus Plaza, and I think this could be potentially one of the better games of the day. I'm gonna have Brothers edging out Plaza 7-6. I just think it's gonna be a nail biter. Brothers has a tough defense. It's gonna be interesting to see how they defend Plaza's 3, 4, 5 wide. So I'm gonna take Brothers over Plaza 7-6 in a really, really good game, on paper at least. Aftermath versus Doomsday. I'm taking Aftermath 24-7. I'm just gonna say they're more athletes, and that's just gonna be the difference. Is big time playmakers, and they're just gonna go around, throw the ball around, and march up and down the field 24-7. And then the final game on Field 1, we've got Suicide Squad versus Witness, and I'm gonna take Witness to win 14-6. I think Witness might be able to use a lot of their misdirections and play action to kind of control the ball, control the clock. So I'm gonna take Witness 14-6. And so with that said, that's my predictions for first day. Let me see. Looking back, I've got Blue Dragons 2-0. I've got Black Venom 0-2, which I don't remember the last time that's ever happened. Might have been way back to like the late 2000s, because in my 9 years there coaching Black Venom, we've never gone 0-2. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they fight back. I believe I have Team Hmong going 2-0 as well. I have ESPN going 2-0. I'm trying to think here. Let's see. I think I have Brothers going 2-0. And I might go with, I think I have Suburbs going 2-0 as well. So I'm thinking first seed's gonna be between Suburbs or Brothers, mainly because I think they both play villains. No offense to villains, but just outclassed, outmatched at this time of their careers. So I'm gonna have I'll probably have first and second seed going to Brothers and Suburbs, in no order. And then I would assume Blue Dragon and FSU or Team Hmong will be third and fourth seed. I'm just freestyling, so I'm trying to remember back. I don't think I have anyone else 2-0. So those are I believe those are my four top seeds right there. So those are going to be your top seeds in your brackets. It's going to be Blue Dragon and Brothers, Suburbs, and Team Hmong. And then it's just going to be guys clawing back, trying to get into the semis to see those guys, or quarters. So if I had to pick, I would say it'll probably end up being it's tough. I'd probably say it's gonna end up being, I'm gonna say Brothers versus Blue Dragon in the finals. And I might give it to Brothers. I think they're due for a big win. Hopefully they've been working hard. They better prove me right. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Brothers. Since they edge it out, that's gonna be a great game too. If Brothers and Blue Dragon meet up. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Brothers in a close game. Brothers, I don't know, maybe like a 14-12 game, 13-12 game, something pretty close. So yeah, I'm picking Brothers to win this tournament. So take my predictions with a grain of salt. If you're offended, shut me up, prove me wrong. Go out there, perform, execute, play hard. Now we're putting all the pressure on those top four teams, and especially on Brothers now, because now I picked them to win. So pressure's on you guys, Brothers. Everyone's coming after you now. And my guys on Black Venom, I took them to go 0-2. So we'll see how they're not gonna like me for that, but hey, you gotta go out and put the work in, prove me wrong, So yeah, that's my predictions. It's just fun to talk football, and I'm hoping I can be out there to watch some games. Definitely want to see Black Venom. Want to see my boys and see how those guys do. Hopefully I have time to check out the women's as well. But yeah, there's a lot of good games this first day, and so excited to see all the teams near and far. And so everyone be safe. Have a safe trip here for those out of towners. Just a couple of days from now, and we'll get back to having football. It's not going to be quite like the OJ4, but at least it's a tournament, and it's a big one. It's got 16, 17 teams, so a lot of football to be played, and excited to see who's crowned champs at the end. I'm picking Brothers, but I think it could be a toss-up between 5 or 6 different teams. Blue Dragons, quality opponent. You know, I got Black Venom going too, but you know, you can never count them out. As long as you know they have the majority of the core back. I think ESPN's, you know, due to finally, you know, to win a tournament. Actually, I think I have ESPN going 2-0 as well. So, sorry for that, for not including them in my top 4, but ESPN as well. They're due for a win. You know, Plaza's got potential to upset any of those, you know, top 4 or 5 teams. And you never know, TCF and Witness, you know, those are veteran teams. Aftermath as well, lots of talent, potential to, you know, upset anyone. It's like it's any given Sunday, so plenty of teams that have potential to win it, and I hope there's like a dark horse in the race that, you know, I'm not showing enough love to, that come up and you know, upset someone like Tier 1, maybe Suicide Squad. Yeah, man, just excited, can't wait, and I'm sure you guys are too. I'm sure I'm gonna, you know, catch a lot of flack for some of these predictions, but like I said, you know, use it as motivation, inspiration. You know, work hard, bust your butt. You know, make sure you guys stay hydrated, and you know, give your guys a pep talk, and yeah, be ready to dance this weekend. So hopefully I'll catch you guys out there. Everyone, take care of yourselves, have fun, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks. See ya.